Hey, Honey Wash Day. This is Toksa Hour. I am Maggie Ross, and I am live from Porcupine, South Dakota, along the Porcupine Creek where the porcupines roam. Wow, we are in for some change of events. This morning, I got to tell him I sent the email. I don't know. YouTube doesn't really do the notifications well, from my understanding. And I've had people telling me like they're having a hard time. Uh, I mean, like they subscribe or whatever, but then it doesn't give them like, it doesn't, anyways, I don't know what's going on with YouTube. But everything's a challenge in the beginning as we start to revive Doksha Hour. Anyway, as I was saying, this morning I had plans to talk about the the ongoing issues of funding cuts and how those cuts are affecting people throughout the United States, particularly those of us who have existing treaty obligations and the lack of funding that is occurring in that realm. Anyway, so yeah, I've been looking into all, well, it doesn't take much because there's a lot of people that are already do this type of work. They are watchdog groups and so forth. But a lot of the times, like we don't make the connection or nobody helps us make the connection or give us like this understanding of what is happening. And we have career politicians who choose to not be honest with us. And we know honesty is really a hard thing in politics, like for people to say they, um, we are we are being properly informed by our politicians because we're not. And there's this video that is out there, and it is a independent news organization that is in the halls of Congress. And they are asking every politician that comes through, and Code Pink has done this as well. But so they go and they see every politician that's coming through and they ask them, America first? Are you America first or Israel first? And so as they say those things, they say they are allies of Israel. And they go through a ton of politicians like that. And our South Dakota's great Dusty Johnson is one of them on there. And each time they answer, then the independent news people throw up the how much money they received. So that is very, 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 very fascinating. And I believe Dusty Johnson has received, I want to say $60,000 from AIPAC. And some of them are millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars they received from AIPAC. And for those of you that have been, just like tuning into this issue, AIPAC is American Israel Political Action. Anyways, so that's what they are. They are, and it's an organization within the United States that sponsors and puts Israel first. So Israel first is their initiative, and so they campaign support politicians, and they even know this so well that like any politician, any new and upcoming politician, they make friends with right away. and then they start to exploit them. Exploit them in the sense of like, we gave you money, so this is what you're going to do. And so there are some politicians that they know. So like AOC is one of them. And I can't remember if AOC received money from AIPAC. I can sure ask. But what they did was said that we know that you will not like you don't support Israel, so we're asking you to be silent on the issue. See, this tracker says track your politician in Israel lobbies. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but one of my puppies outside has one of the most Ushika howls. He's out there just crying. It's funny. When I first heard him, I was like, oh my God, what is that? What is that? What's going on? And then it was him. And then my little Chihuahua, Chewy, was out there howling with him. It was hysterical. It was hysterical. Okay, so it says the Israel lobby in US Congress. Oh, it tells their amount. Let me just share it. I'll share it so you can see what it says. Optimize sign and need to hide that. There we go. Okay. So here it says in Alabama, we have Tommy Tuberville. He's the Alabama senator. He's a Republican. He's received 47,755. AIPAC and RJC endorsed up for re-election. You have Katie Britt, also an Alabama senator. She's a Republican. She has received $103,826 in campaign donations from AIPAC, and she is AIPAC endorsed. Barry Moore, Alabama Republican. He's a House representative for their District 1. He received $13,400 and he is endorsed by AIPAC. Shomery Figures, he's in Alabama District 2. He's a Democrat. He's received $52,700 and he is endorsed by AIPAC and DMFI. Mike Rogers, he's in District 3 of Alabama. He's a Republican and he has received $549,099 AIPAC endorsed. We have Alabama District 4, Robert Adderholt. He received $137,952 and he is AIPAC endorsed. Dale Strong, Alabama District 5 Republican, lobby total $44,224 and he is AIPAC endorsed. Gary Palmer, Alabama District 6, he received $96,020 and he is endorsed by AIPAC. Terry Sewell is a Democrat from District 7 of Alabama. She has received $103,800. Alaska, get there. Lisa Murkowski, Senator for Alaska. She's a Republican. She has received $436,022 from AIPAC. Dan Sullivan, he's an Alaska Senator Republican. He received $131,183. And then Nick Bajcik, he is at large Democrat, and he received $5,512. Oh, he must have beat out that other lady. Remember that barely got in. Anyways, Arizona. Mark Kelly, Arizona Senator, and he is a retired military guy. He's received $505,910. Wow. Ruben Gallego, Arizona Senator, Democrat. He's received $379,872. Dan Schwerkirk, Arizona District 1, $259,027. Eli Crane is a Republican from Arizona District 2. He received $500. This representative has not signaled support for overturning Citizens United. This representative has a poor legislative record on Israel-Palestine issues. Anyway, so we have Yazamin Ansari, Arizona District 3. She's a Democrat. She has received $679,748. Greg Staton is District 4 for Arizona. He's a Democrat. He's received $128,940. Andy Briggs is a Republican from Arizona District 5. He's received $46,250. Juan Ciscomani, Arizona District 6. He's a Republican. He's received $789,114. This position is vacant. And then Abe Hamadeh is a Republican in District 8, and he's received $3,505. Paul Gosher is an Arizona District 9 Republican. He's received $30,475. Arkansas, you have John Boozman, Senator Republican, $309,860. Tom Cotton, of course, $1,197,827. Rick Crawford, Republican District 1 in Arkansas, $21,040, $400. French Hill in Arkansas District 2, $65,350. Steve Womack, Arkansas District 3, Republican, $142,030. Then we have Bruce Westerman, Arkansas District 4, $53,061. California, we have Alex Padilla, Senator Democrat. He has received $30,850. And this guy was recently in the news because of the protest on the No Kings Day, or when ICE, I can't remember what exact day, but he went into an ICE interview with Kristi Noem, and then they roughed him up and threw him out. Adam Schiff, $6,234,034. That's Adam Schiff. He's Senate Democrat, and he just came into that place because that one lady, she passed away, and so he ran for her position. He was in the House before. Doug LaMalfa, he's received $36,972. Jared Huffman, District 2, he's received $57,685. Kevin Kiley, he's a Republican, District 3, he's received $64,075. Mike Thompson, California District 4, Democrat, he's received $60,350. Tom McClintock, California District Republican, $45,859. Amy Barra, California District 6, Democrat, he received $250,573. Doris Matsui, California District 7, Democrat, $45,220. John Garamendi, California District 8, he's received $99,850. Josh Harder, he's a California District 9 Democrat, $290,282. Mark DeSaulnier, California District 10 Democrat, he received $22,150. Nancy Pelosi, and I'm surprised. I figured she'd been bigger than Adam Schiff. California District 11, Democrat, 617,270. Latifah Simon, California District 12, Democrat. She received 1,500. Adam Gray, California District 13, Democrat. He's received $33,019. Eric Swalwell. He is a District 14 Democrat. He's received $184,845. Kevin Mullen, California District 15 Democrat, $61,023. Sam Liccardo, California District 16 Democrat, $43,399. Ro Khanna, California District 17 Democrat, lobbying. He's received $209,950. Zoe Lofgren, California District 18 Democrat, $67,985. Jimmy Panetta, California District 19 Democrat, $295,146. Vince Fong is a California District 20 Republican. He's received $49,650. Jim Acosta is California District 21 Democrat. He's received $400,023. Dave Valadao is a Republican out of California District 22, received $161,828. Jay Arbinalti, California District 23 Republican. He's received $28,672. Salud Caraballo is a California District 24 Democrat. He's received $65,265. Raul Roos, California District 25 Democrat. He's received $198,996. Julia Brownlee, California District 26 Democrat. She's received $193,978. George Whiteside, California District 27 Democrat. He's received $24,296. Judy Chu, she is a District 28 California Democrat. $38,016 is what she's received from AIPAC. Luz Rivias, she's California District 29 Democrat. She's received $55,450. Laura Friedman is California District 30 Democrat. She's received $16,250. Gil Cisneros is California 31 Democrat. District 31 Democrat, then he's received $93,038. Brad Sherman is California 32 Democrat. Lobby total $694,943. Pete Arguella, anyways. He's District 33 Democrat, received $913,199. Jimmy Gomez, District 34 Democrat, $2 million. Wow, $2,697,740 from AIPAC. Wow. Him and Adam Schiff. Wow. Perez, $40,555 for California District 35 Democrat. Ted Lieu, California District 36. He's a Democrat. He's received $255,682. Sidney Kamlager, Dove, California District 37 Democrat. Received $46,110. Linda Sanchez is California District 38 Democrat. Received $171,542. Mark Takano is District 39 Democrat, $86,000. Wow. Anyway, so this, and I could go on and on, but this might take hours and over an hour to talk about. But as you can see, it does not matter. Here's Lauren Boebert, Colorado, 20,000 she's received. Who are the big hitters that I can? Michael Bennett, he ran for president. He's almost half a million, Michael Bennett. Connecticut, here you have Richard Blumenthal. Chris Murphy, these are big hitters in in the Senate here. Delaware. You can see what's going on in Delaware. Florida. Rick Scott, 600,000. See, these are all Republicans, these ones here too. So it doesn't matter whether you're a Republican or you're a Democrat. AIPAC is contributing to both sides of that aisle. Here's Georgia. See John Ossoff, almost $1 million. Raphael Warnock, almost $1 million. Look at these guys. And Lindsey Graham, he's gonna knock us out of the ballpark too. So you have these Republicans just as well as the Democrats that are taking in this money and making these decisions. Look at her, Tammy Duckworth. This woman, she also is a veteran. And she's a veteran of the Iraq War, I believe. And look at her. She knows darn well where that money, like it was Israel, but yet look. And over here, Dick Durbin. But it's really funny, Dick Durbin, he like votes against Israel too, even though he receives a lot of money from them. Oh my goodness. So yeah, if you go through and and I got this from trackapac.com. And so if you want to check them out, you're more than welcome to do that. But I'll get us to South Dakota here shortly. Look at this, people. So disappointed right here. Sharice Davids, $236,506. Sharice Davids used to work at Red Cloud School as their attorney, and she used to do Hoka Coffee and try to run small business here on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. Look at that. Disappointing. Mitch McConnell, here you go. Republican, almost 2 million. Oh, Rand Paul, 6,000. Let's see. What else is big? Oh, here's Tom Massey. Only one, zero. Look at that. $0. Tom Massey. I support this guy. He runs for president. I may be supporting that guy. Tom Massey. Him and Ro Khan. Remember up there in California? They're both presenting a bill about this war. Anyways, and then Thomas Massey, but they won't bring it to the floor, like to make AIPAC be to be registered as a foreign agent, but he can't get that to the floor. But he's presented that. Bill Cassidy, Steve Scalise, $1 million. See, that's Steve Scalise. These guys really come out, man. They're vicious. They'll fight to Mike Johnson. Look, almost $1 million. This is the speaker of the House. Susan Collins, almost $1 million. Let me go through and look at all these guys here. This is Maryland. Massachusetts. She doesn't receive any money. And so you can really see like where people, she doesn't receive, Ayanna Presley doesn't receive money from them either. Which state is this? Michigan. She doesn't receive money either. Rashid Tlaib is a Palestinian American, or American Palestinian, however they say that, but that's what she is. Minnesota, look at Klobuchar. Look how much. Elon receives no money from them. They actually they try to fund, AIPAC donates to other people to run against those guys to try to take them out. Mississippi. Who's Missouri? Josh Hawley. This guy's really vocal. Montana. Look at these. Nebraska. Over 500,000, Deb Fisher. Look at these guys. Nevada. New Hampshire. It doesn't matter, Democrat or Republican. It doesn't matter. People. Look at Booker. Cory Booker trying to stand and do 24-hour, whatever he did. Anyways, that's what he is. He's a strong supporter of Israel. Strong supporter. You see all of this right here, New Mexico. Again, doesn't matter. Republican, Democrat. They're all getting the money. Chuck Schumer. He's a dual citizen too. I should do one of those screens. Hakeem Jeffries. See, Hakeem is the speaker for, or the number one guy for the Democrats. Which you don't get a name. But one of them, I can't remember who was it that they were trying to give money to tell them. I think it might have been her, and she outed them that if they give her money or something like that, well, just be quiet about it. Just don't say nothing. North Carolina. Okay, where's Lindsey? Lindsey Graham, North Dakota. See, even little old North Dakota. Bought and paid for. AIPAC. Ohio. Oklahoma. All these Republicans all getting money. Oregon, same thing. Well, Jeff Merkley doesn't receive money. Pennsylvania. John Fetterman. Look at this guy. Like, he had that brain damage stuff, strokes or whatever. Man, he's really changed. But people don't understand like how brain damage works. When you go through strokes like that, like it can literally change someone's perspective, personalities, everything. Rhode Island. South Carolina. Here's Lindsey Graham, $1 million taker, Tim Scott. See, it just doesn't even matter. Does not matter. Jim Clyburn. Here we go, people. There it is. John Thune, $461,724. AIPAC endorsed. Mike Rounds, $177,950. AIPAC endorsed. Dusty Johnson, $41,396. AIPAC endorsed. And then we'll go down here to Texas. See Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz, and it just does not matter. Texas is a very diverse state. Republicans and Democrats coming through there. You could just see that. It does not matter. Just look at that. Jasmine Crockett, she's coming out as a hitter. It says 0 from AIPAC, but she gets money from their subsidy education program. That's where all the money goes into Jasmine Crockett. So she is an Israel supporter. Anyways, so Utah, Vermont. Bernie doesn't get money. And I'm surprised by that because he's Jewish and he's a dual citizen. And I shouldn't say that just because you're Jewish that you'd get money from them, but he supports Israel. He does, and I don't know. Things I've seen. Tim Kaine. Oh, this is Virginia. Here's Washington. state of Washington, and again, you can see, and then she's didn't receive money. West Virginia. Wyoming. Anyway, so that is where all of that is. And so I want to say, I'm sorry for taking you guys down that road, but it's like, we got to know. We got to know, what does this mean? What does this mean? We have to know that it doesn't matter. It does not matter whether they're Republican or Democrat. They all are paid for. And so what is happening last night? Yesterday about 5 o'clock, Trump came out and said he has bombed Iran. So he has entered us into this war. He did not go to Congress. The Constitution clearly states that it is Congress who declares. So he went outside of them and went and got involved in this war, declared war. He declared war on Iran. He violated their sovereignty. He violated their airspace. He violated all of this stuff. And you're looking at it like, what? And the social media is a storm. Everybody's just, he's been warned by many of his supporters that if you do this, you will divide the MAGA movement and you will lose. But he did it anyways. Why? $100 million. You have to let it dry. $100 million is what Donald Trump received from various people. AIPAC, other Israel lobbies, $4 million just from one donor, in which he said that he would allow, she paid him campaign money to allow for the annexation of the West Bank to Israel. This is so insane. And you know what pays for that war? Pays for all of this, the genocide, the Holocaust, all of that happening to the Gazan people, to Gaza, and then now into, they've attacked the West Bank, they've attacked Lebanon, they've attacked Yemen. All of that is paid for by us. It's our tax dollars. Our tax dollars. And then when they say that they have to do cuts, well, that's because our money can't be used for us. Our money has to pay for this military complex, industrial complex. Everybody knows this. The Democrats, the progressives have been railing against this for the longest time. And then it's been recently with Republicans coming in saying they don't want to do this war anymore. We cannot afford to live in America, let alone do all this other stuff. Taxes are outrageous. And because of what Trump did, Iran has just announced, well, not just, but they have announced that they are going to be closing off, they will be closing down their oil. They will be closing down, they call it the Strait of Hormuz, the Strait of Hormuz. So they're going to be closing that down. Like it's a canal, like Panama Canal or whatever. And oil, all the oil goes through there. They're closing it down. So what does that mean? Oil prices are going up. People are saying, you better go fill your tank up. We need to fill our tanks every day. You know what I'm saying? We need to do that every day. And so this is going to affect us. It's going to greatly affect us. Everybody is going to be affected by this. Rural areas will be hit by this because we need gas to get us to wherever we need to be going. If we have to go to work, we need to put gas in. And like on the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, we are minimum wage. We are minimum wage here. So who's going to afford that? Well, now, oh, we're going to have to get on the transportation. Might have to do transportation. This is going to affect us. And this is what I keep saying, people. We all look at the wall, mind our own business. I'm not going to say anything because it doesn't affect me, doesn't affect us. I've been saying this since they started doing this to Gaza. Election times, I was saying this is going to affect us, and everybody was mad. I mean, after Trump won, people were mad, cussing up people who didn't or voted for Trump or who didn't vote at all or voted third party, just turning on them and blaming. But you know what? The reality, it is you are the problem. you you didn't even make them Democrats give us a legitimate campaign to vote for. Not did Kamala didn't even oppose. And we would be doing the same exact thing. People are like, oh, if Kamala was there, Kamala told us she was do the same exact thing that Biden was doing, and Biden was doing. And we know now that Biden knew and was fully aware, but he was going to, play muckery with us because it was election time. But they knew for that there were war crimes going on in Gaza. They knew that there was nothing happening underneath those hospitals. They knew. And it all comes out. It all comes out. And so here we are. People need to go, I mean, that's what they're saying. Go to the streets. I'm like, just stay home. If we don't pay in our taxes, just stay home. What are they going to do? Throw us all in jail? Okay. What are they going to do? Enslave us all? This is very disappointing. Very disappointing. That's why I spent so much time trying to show you guys. These guys are all bought and paid for by AIPAC, by Netanyahu. They're all bought and paid for. Human suffering is bought and paid for. And I wanted to show you this one video, and it is very, very powerful for me. I was just like, wow. It just like made me think in a very different way about things. I'll tell you the other thing that kind of got me is looking at these guys are all old men. They're all old men fighting this, doing this to us. All old men. All old men. It's crazy. It is crazy. I'm trying to open my TikTok because there's a TikTok in there that is amazing that I've everything is so high tech these days. Mm. Also send me a code, but it doesn't want to send me a code. What's going on? I think I did it wrong. I hardly use my laptop. I'm usually just on my phone. That's another thing. Did you guys see that? Um, that Donald Trump has Donald Trump has invested in Planetar, and they are a Israeli organization in which they spy. They create all of this spying stuff. So the Palestinians are heavily surveyed because of these guys. And then that's what we did. So we've or not we, but Donald Trump. And then they just swore in a bunch of they just swore in a bunch of what do they call them? Tech people. And they are now considered their own unit within the military, and they are given the title as lieutenant colonels, I believe, is what they did with them. It's like, wow, 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 wow. Look at my favorites. Yeah, there's so much out outpour or so much anger about what is happening in the Middle East with Iran. It's crazy. My screen is just slow. Okay, so here it is. Hmm. This is what I wanted to share.
For surveillance. The women and children that were massacred in Gaza, and I'm here today to
What happened to it?
women and
Here it
children.
is.
It's becoming more clear by the hour that the U.S. is preparing to enter itself into the growing war between Israel and Iran. Not with just weapons, funding, or surveillance, but with presence, with military bodies, and with blood. And all of this is taking place while Gaza is already buried in rubble and ash, and Palestinian children are being slaughtered in real time. The timing of all of this, for me, isn't coincidence. It's choreography, because this isn't just war, it's ritual. Empires have always relied on ritual sacrifice in order to maintain control, not in the way that most people imagine, with robes, altars, and ceremonial daggers, but instead with narratives, performance, and blood offerings that are every bit as spiritual. Every time an empire begins to lose its grip, it reaches for the oldest spell in the book: sacrifice life in order to restore power. First, there's the myth. There always has to be a myth. Babylon called it divine right. Rome claimed order and civilization. Britain named it destiny. And America calls it freedom. The myth is the story that makes the violence palatable or even holy. It's what allows bombs to fall on hospitals and schools while politicians speak of protecting democracy. It's what makes people cheer for military action they don't understand as long as it's wrapped in a flag and a Bible verse. Then comes the performance, because all ritual needs an audience. You're met with the cameras, the headlines, and the talking heads parroting all the same phrases on a loop over and over and over again. Deterrence, defense, necessary measures. It becomes a spell of repetition. The more they say it, the more it embeds itself. And the public becomes part of the right, watching, reacting, justifying, echoing. This is how collective consent is manufactured, not by truth, but by spectacle. And finally, you have the offering. And it's never the powerful who pay, of course. Instead, it's the children in Gaza, the families in Tehran, and the civilians in Rafah who were crushed under collapsed buildings. Their bodies are the price. Their blood is the offering. And the war machine, like every other empire before it, feeds off of that loss. In fact, it requires it to continue. Because violence isn't just strategy, it's currency, and empires trade in bodies. They perform this ritual whenever their story starts to crack. They believe fresh blood will seal the fractures, but history is a ledger written in collapse. Babylon believed its rituals could keep Marduk's favor as long as the blood kept flowing. Rome crucified dissenters, believing that fear would keep the empire together. Britain starved colonized nations by the millions under the illusion of progress. Each of them thought that their gods, their myths, and their might would protect them from collapse. But each empire fell the moment its rituals demanded more life than the world was willing to give. Because no empire that builds itself, it may take time and it may look unshakable, but the end always comes. And America will be no exception. So when the drums of war start pounding louder and louder, and they will, don't be fooled into thinking this is about strategy or safety or justice or freedom. This is a ritual, a desperate and violent one. And the most radical thing we can do is to refuse to participate in the way that they have designed us to. Refuse to echo their language, refuse to justify what we know is a lie, and refuse to forget who's being sacrificed and for what. Because if the myth is what fuels the war, then the truth is what breaks the spell. It's becoming more clear by the hour.
I wanted to share that and give us something to think about. I listened to that and I was just like, wow, my mind was just like that. I was really thinking about it and thinking, like, how true is that? How true is that? And I will link the TikTok into the live event in the description. But as you can hear in the background, my granddaughter is going to watch cartoons now. And so I need to exit. So next week, let's see, what is next week? Mhm. 29th, and then so it was July 6th that Toksa Hour will not be live. So, okay, with that, you guys have a great rest of your day, Sunday. It's nice and cool here. The wind is blowing. It's not 100. It's probably like maybe 70 degrees, 60 degrees out. So enjoy your week. And I'm writing a Substack and I'll share that out as well. In regards